Why did she let me in? Curiosity, I think, nothing more. Just to see what would happen, the way a child will wonder about an approaching storm, an insect, or a burning match. She did have an interest in destruction. She once told me that she believed there had been a moment of creation, and after that everything had been one long period of massive, slow disintegration. And now, she said, it looks like the pace is picking up. She was a night owl, liked to stay up late and sleep in late, called herself a nocturnal. She may not have been sad, but she looked sad to me. Melancholy is the word. Melancholy could have been her name, but it wasn't. Nothing about her was the way it should have been. She shouldn't have been so lovely. She shouldn't have been so cold. She shouldn't have been so brilliant and so far beyond the reach of love. My love, anyway. She was always imagining things. Not me. I'm a practical sort. The only thing I imagined was her. I had to. She gave me so few clues. I had to construct the rest. I did my best. She chain-smoked, unfiltered cigarettes, Luckies, Camels if they ran out of Luckies, right down to the nub. She had yellow nicotine stains on the inside of her two fingers, index and middle, right hand. She'd sit on the couch and suck the life out of those smokes. That horrified me. I'd think about her lungs, black with tar, and she didn't have much of a chest either. Me, I'm a health nut. I eat right, I jog, play sports, work out. She hated exercise. Sport for her was getting out of bed. She wasn't all that hot on sex either. It wasn't like she was a bohemian and we were going at it like minks all the time. Not at all. Infrequently at best. If sex was the storm, she learned to get in out of the rain pretty fast. I think she did it so that she'd know what the fuss was all about and to confirm her expectation that, like most fusses, it wasn't about much. She said it was just another body function. When we did it, it was like she felt sorry for me because I wanted to. For her sake, I tried not to want to too much. Melancholy and eros do not mix. There was a genuine or spooky quality to her. Sometimes I'd come over at night, and she'd sit on her bed, propped up with pillows, and tell me about her dreams. I don't mean her ambitions in life. I mean the dreams she'd have at night. Weird dreams. Really weird stuff and very vivid. People chasing her, falling down holes, inanimate objects coming to life. Her life was inert, but in her dreams, all hell broke loose. In most of her dreams, she was running away. Myself, I never dream. I hit the pillow and I'm gone. She was an awful cynic. I don't know whether it was a veneer covering romantic hopes or whether she was dyed-in-the-wool about it. I had to invent that part. I conjured up a romance for her and me. It was an indulgence, and my big mistake. One mistake is all you got with her. She hated praise. She mistrusted feeling good for long periods of time, or for a specific reason. It made her suspicious, edgy. And when I made a few endearing remarks, even in an offhand way, well, that spoiled everything. Things began to change from then on. I ruined it. I should have just kept going over to her place, taking what she would give me, pretending that it was no big deal, keeping my big mouth closed. But no, I got too near the window, and the beautiful tapestry of frost melted away. It was right about the time that she got famous. Not movie star famous, but among a certain set, she went right to the top. She was a poet, you see, and not a poetess. A poet. My voice has no sex, she said. She actually said that. To me. I said, okay. I didn't know what to say to that. A lot of what she said left me speechless. Unwitting accomplice, I encouraged her. Not much, no pep talks, nothing pushy, just, hey, how's it going? When I'd come in and she'd be working, propped up in her bed with her pillows, puffing away on the smokes. If I could smell cigarettes, I knew she was working. If her apartment looked like 1942 London at ceiling zero, I'd pay her the favor of not interrupting, even though I'd come to see her. Times like that, I'd hit the kitchen for a beer, sit down, and read the paper. But she knew I cared. Why else was I there? So it's my own damn fault. Fame, any kind of notoriety, did not suit her. It verified her cynicism. She hated bright lights and flashy colors the same way she was wary of giddy moods or drugs that might induce them. Gray for her was an acceptable color because it was honest. She actually believed that. Gray was the color of clay and ashes. She looked at the world through those cool gray eyes. She wrote a long poem entitled Shades of Gray. I really liked it, but it was also scary. It was perfect for her. I remember one line from it. My rainbow is colored shades of gray. That was her. She had a tiny black and white TV, and the only thing she watched was the news because she thought it was so funny. Thousands dying in the comfort of her living room. Commercials for cat litter, tampons, and fried food. People killing and brutalizing one another in droves. She liked to call Dan Rather the finest comic of his generation. Twilight was her favorite time of the day because it was not florid and it was brief. It was the herald of the night. Sometimes we sat out on our balcony and watched the sun go down, which was a weird thing to do when you were with her. But everything was weird with her. She smoked a cigarette, I sat there and thought I would die from loving her, and neither one of us said a word. I enjoyed the sunset, and she enjoyed the extinction of the light. It confirmed her view of life every day, a passing thing, night dominated. I'd seen a few of her poems in magazines, the small literary ones that nobody reads, and it was a big surprise to me when her book came out. Lover, Please. It hung our laundry out to dry. Love was her metaphor. Defeat was her theme. Love was good, love was desirable, love was a kind of magic spell, but love was not enough. Love was not quite up to the task. Love, like everything else, like the sun, was doomed. It was nobody's fault, just a fact, one of those things. I didn't think too much of the book, but it was a big hit. Sold a lot of copies, especially for a book of poems. I guess the timing must have been right. You hit a chord, they say. Naturally, because it went over, she dismissed the book as schlock, and she savored the irony, bitterly, that it was causing such a commotion. It was a story. The poems fit together almost like journal entries about love. One reviewer said it read as if Anne Frank had been hiding from a lover instead of the Nazis. He liked her sense of humor. He said that was rare in modern poetry. I could not find a single laugh in the book. Myself, not even a smile. Another reviewer said it was filled with the spirit of Emily Dickinson and the libido of Erica Jong. It was funny, affecting, even poignant in spots. It was also very clearly about us. That bothered me. I didn't like it, but I tried to be big about it and sacrificed my personal feelings for art. I knew it was what she wanted. I tried to give her what she wanted. I silenced my objections, supported her triumph, and that was another big mistake. She felt the book was trash, and her mounting fame depressed her. It was almost as bad as some jerk telling her that he thought she was beautiful or that he loved her.